something that you might never actually considered is conscious approach to fasting. You might prepare yourself for Ramadan. You might have these great plans, this great routine to prepare yourself for Ramadan, being with spring cleaning beforehand, even shopping for Eid before even Ramadan starts, being stocked up back to front, top to bottom, and beyond. You might even reduce hours of your work and have a great plan for yourself in terms of winding down, not taking up too much responsibility, maybe even taking time off work. You might be completely focused on Quran. You made contract with yourself, you're going to read it both in translations and both in Arabic, and obviously iftars, and that's great. That is all great. But what you've been might be missing out, and my bet is that you had been missing out on that, is the conscious approach to fasting itself. Making yourself busy, making yourself prepared is great, but there's something beyond all of that. You see, I mean, have a look. Have a look, people who you follow, people who influence in your Islam, people that you take knowledge from. How do they fast? What do they eat when they break fast? How is their body build look like? What I'm encouraging is for you not to judge them, but actually ask yourself a conscious question. If the people who I'm following, if the people who I'm taking knowledge from, they're actually having healthy attitude with food. Is it minimalistic, meaning sunnah-driven attitude to food, right? Because if they don't, then it's a giveaway. It's a giveaway for you to look for something deeper, for you to tap into an idea of what I like to refer to as a conscious fasting. And the reason why conscious fasting is so important, it's because you are sooner or later going to go into something called healing crisis. And a healing crisis is not a nice thing. It's a really difficult pill to swallow, because what will happen to you, your body is going to produce different symptoms. And those different symptoms, they are actually a language of your somatic body, which represents your journey of silencing your soul. So if you are not conscious throughout 360 days of the year, in Ramadan, if you're deciding to practice, if you're deciding to align yourself with instructions, with commandment fast, your body is going to give it away. And you will experience normal stuff, meaning headaches, migraines sometimes, maybe some stomach aches, definitely lack of energy, maybe dizziness. Those things are absolutely normal. But beyond all of that, there is an attempt of your body to heal. And once you pass a healing crisis, and that's the good news, once you pass this healing crisis, your body is going to produce a language of your soul. Okay? All of us, we have diseases of the heart. All of us, we have issues with nafs. That's just the way we created. If we should be created in any other way, Allah will wipe this planet Earth to replace it with somebody better, meaning a person, a people, a nation who's going to commit sins and constantly come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Tawbah. So this Ramadan is not this Ramadan, make it special. I mean, don't go to your masala, don't go to mosque for itikaf, for don't go to mosque for prayer, or even for breaking your fast in community with intention to share a tea or get inspiration by Quran. No, approach it really, really consciously with the choices of the food and the choices of being conscious while you're fasting. Conscious meaning how you are listening to your body. Look, in their hearts. In our heart is disease, and Allah has increased our disease. This is Surah Baqarah. And the reason why it's becoming increased is because we are unconscious. This is such an important concept. And in terms of your nerves, how you're training your nerves, it's a bit of a different approach than the approach to your heart. Your heart, you need to observe your heart, your spiritual heart, meaning qalb, and what comes with it, qalb marat, disease of the heart, they needs to be observed and they need to be owned. Like you really need to own it to yourself. Yeah, this is what's happening. And those things, the awareness of qalb marat, they're going to come in Ramadan throughout your fasting. They're going to come to your consciousness, and what you need to do is just grab them, own them, and start doing something with them. There's no point running away from yourself. Ramadan is here to make you sit down and contemplate on yourself before anybody else. And the work with nerves is a little bit different, you know. Nerves likes to procrastinate. Nerves is lazy. Before we develop it, and it will be developed throughout Ramadan, because once you restrain it, oh, it's going to speak to your language of activity, of proactive patience. You know, sabr. That's what sabr is, and gratitude. What you're doing in Ramadan is going to elevate you. You're going to transcend your relationship with your behavior tendencies, because that's what nafs is. And the reason why you're going to do it is because of what Prophet ﷺ said to us: the most beloved deeds to Allah is the most regular and constant, even if it is a far and in between, like even if it's little. So this hadith, which you will find in Bukhari, actually reflects Ramadan. You know, for 30 days, maybe plus, maybe you're already fasting in Shaban, maybe you're planning to fast afterwards, you know, reaping the benefits of sunnah fasting is really important, because you're prolonging that conscious fasting for yourself. So conscious fasting is really about going into self-taskiya and self-tarabiya. And if you don't know how to break the fast, if you don't know how to eat the fast, if you don't know how to read the language of your body, then what's going to happen to you? You're going to sabotage the whole system, the whole opportunity, you know, to become better. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us that um, the fasting has been prescribed to us because of one reason, because we might become righteous. And again, this is Surah Baqarah, everything you say, Surah Baqarah, subhanallah. I love Surah Baqarah. So the righteousness here is being authentic, it's being congruent with yourself, right? So if you neglect yourself, if you neglect the gift of Ramadan, if you neglect the idea of conscious fasting, conscious food choices, sunnah, minimalistic food choices, what's going to happen? You're not going to come out from Ramadan and nude. You're not going to come out from Ramadan feeling like you want to read more Quran, feeling like you want to pray more, feeling like you want to treat people in your relationship better, with more kindness, with more compassion, with more rahmah, with more understanding. And definitely you're not going to center yourself with yourself. You're not going to be in position. You're not going to be still. You're not going to be still ready to face yourself. So uh, so so fasting is a great tool, and we know from research right now that it can, you know, reduce, sometimes even completely reverse symptoms and diseases, chronic diseases of cancer, Alzheimer. You know, great stuff's happening right now in medicine. We know, spiritually speaking, from Islamic spiritual and psychology, or even spiritual psychology, that fasting can increase that relationship, that heighten awareness within ourselves, with ourselves and with God. But it's not going to happen just because Ramadan is here and just because you're not fasting from Fajr to Maghrib. You know, you need to invest in yourself and you need to open yourself to the idea of conscious fasting. And if you want to know a little bit more about it, this Ramadan, I have 5-step program. It's an absolute blueprint of what I do, and I do it for quite a long time. Probably since 2017. By the time I can call myself masters in cleansing as a natural medicine practitioner, this is my absolute blueprint. Please come and join me and understand what I mean by this terminology. Don't even understand, like experience that with me, with this group of great people who already are there. Join the community and join, not learn, join, give yourself an experience of different you through different fasting, and that is conscious fasting for you. I hope to see you there. The link is below. Um, I can't say more about it today, but hopefully, inshallah, I see you soon and talk to you about it a little bit more. So, Ramadan Secrets, please join. Assalamu alaikum.